All right, today I am talking about the 5 types of social power, as well as an analysis of the dominant type of social power in my particular work setting at the high school I work at, and finishing up with the alpha dog concept and what that is. So, starting with the 5 types of social power, those 5 types would be reward, coercive, legitimate, referent, and expert power. The first 3 of reward, coercive, and legitimate are all formal authority types of power. Referent power is more of a personal power, and then expert power is knowledge-based power. For reward, the basic definition of reward power is that it's the power to kind of give or take away what employees, staff, anybody might want. So usually give, but in the reward sense, but it can also be to take away. Coercive power would be like the power to bring unpleasant or undesirable consequences to those who don't kind of comply with the expectations that are given out by the leader. Some examples of that would be to like withhold payments or incentives, write somebody up, going all the way up the ladder to firing an employee. Some incentives of the reward would have been, or some examples of reward would be kind of giving someone a raise, or just like a bonus gift at the end of the year, recognition in front of the whole staff, something like that. Legitimate power, that would be the power that comes from the leader, just the position that they're in. So the CEO is going to have more power than a basic employee is going to have because of the position they're in. People are going to respect that position more. Examples, they get to issue orders and commands, directives, instructions, and people will usually follow them because they are the leader in title. Referent power is going to be the power that's exerted by the personality of the leader. So their charisma, their beliefs, their vision, their just how well they match with the rest of the people in the organization. An example that's if showing support of a project that an employee's working hard towards, having integrity, doing the right thing all the time, showing respect to your employees and getting that same respect back, being extremely good and competent at what you do so others, you can lead by example, that kind of thing. Expert power, this is the power that's based on the leader's special knowledge and how well and willing they are to share that knowledge. So like a staff manager who's still a coworker with people but has been there a long time, knows the ropes. People look up to them as like, hey, what's happening? What can I do? And then look to them. Professional development, so like a mentor or a coach could fall into this because they're the expert in that role and they're coaching a new staff member or something similar to that. So then after talking about those being the 5 types, in my personal work setting at a high school, definitely see the reward type of power used on a macro level. The longer that you're able to stay in the district, and the more education you get, the more you get paid. So using the pay structure as an incentive for, especially in my school, the raises for getting a master's degree and then getting your doctorate degree are pretty significant. So incentivizing the continuing education of their staff is a big reward source of power. And in the more micro, but somewhat macro level, at my personal high school, the principal, uses praise, recognition, but also 5 sets of traveling rewards or trophies, you could say, that at every staff meeting, the person who last received that, one of them's a coyote because that's our mascot, and that's for somebody who was exemplifying what it means to be a part of our high school and have the coyote values. So someone would receive that, and then they would give it to another staff member and explain what about what they've done since the last meeting exemplifies those values. we have a like a traveling pill, if you will. So someone gives that to somebody who helped them out of a tough situation that was giving them a headache or something, little things like that. There's 5 total rewards, and the principal uses those as a way to give recognition amongst staff and to other staff members, which it's a simple but kind of cool way to give staff and allow staff to recognize each other, which is probably too rarely done, especially at the high school level, where the staff really separates amongst departments and really only comes together in all staff meetings sometimes. That kind of goes into then the other type of power would be the referent power, where the principal shows a lot of support to staff, coworkers, teachers. We support each other. That's just part of being a Coyote, and that's the belief in that. The final thing we're going to talk about is the alpha dog concept. I know we talked a lot about it on the discussion boards, but according to our book and David Casullo, the alpha dog is not just the alpha dog because of their position of power, but also because of their personality and how they utilize that power and implement their power. As Casullo says, alpha dogs are on the same frequency as their organization, sometimes knowingly, sometimes not, but that helps them take on that role of alpha dog. Some of the pitfalls that we talked about with alpha dogs being that somebody who wants the power but doesn't necessarily possess the correct personality and motives to have the power. But a true alpha dog isn't going to have as many of those problems because the true alpha dog is capable of driving economic value while simultaneously having that greatest positive impact on all of the people in their organization. So any leader who's able to create a positive impact on the majority of the organization is going to be, as I said at the beginning, on the same frequency, and they're not going to have conflicting personal truths from other staff members. Those are going to be really well in line. Their mission, their vision are going to be well in line with the rest of the staff and their employees. The idea of the alpha dog being, there can be multiple alpha dogs in your organization, just a macro level all the way down to the micro level. In my department, there can be an alpha dog, and then at the school level, there's a couple alpha dogs. Then district level, so it can keep going. State level kind of alpha dogs, but it's really going to be, a lot of it is based on your position in the field, but also your motives for being there, your mission, how well you connect with the rest of the staff, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my discussion of the social power, the type of social power, as well as the alpha dog concept.